About a third of Ohio voters voted early this year, more Democrats than Republicans. And Democrats say they'll fight any legislative attempt to limit early voting. At a post-election forum today, outgoing Senate President Republican Tom Niehaus says he's asked a working group to review the election process and make recommendations for change. He says the long lines for early voting were puzzling, given that all voters were mailed applications for absentee ballots this year.
So anyone had the opportunity to simply fill that out, have an absentee ballot sent to their home, and they didn't have to stand in line at all. So that whole concept of early voting and standing in line for 4 or 5 hours sort of befuddles me because it just defies common sense.
Also high on the legislative agenda will be redistricting reform, coming up with a new and fair way to draw competitive congressional and legislative districts.
That is the cancer in our system that drives the Republican Party ever further rightward and drives the Democratic Party ever further leftward. We know that moderates are a disappearing breed. I hope to be not the last moderate standing in this country, and if we don't fix the districts, we're not going to fix that hyperpartisanship.
Secretary of State John Husted says voters want a bipartisan consensus on redistricting, and he believes that's possible.
Tone it down, dial down the rhetoric, extend olive branches, be conciliatory, and try to find some consensus about how we're going to lead going forward.
Other key issues facing Ohio lawmakers will be tax code reform, education funding, and expanding eligibility for Medicaid. Ted Hart, NBC4.